Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is another open with me, and this is for the latest Crochet Now magazine, which is late. They messaged me, they're saying it was going to be a week late, but it's been more like 10 days. But I've had others to do, so I've not really noticed that. So I'm going to get into this, and while I am, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And hopefully you'll be informed when new videos pop up. So we've got some gifts I can feel. Get rid of the address page. And we have a crochet macrame kit. Do you know what? We've had this in here before. We've definitely had one in before with a macrame kit. I'm sure we have. I'm most certain of it. Anyway, you get a 3.5mm soft grip crochet hook and this, well, frame. Can't really call it a hoop, can you? But you know what I mean. Okay, so let's have a look. We've also got this spring must-haves book to open as well. So here we go. Let's get this nice and central. Straight off, we've got what looks like a granny square pullover with just stripy sleeves. I know we've had at least one of these before, but last magazine we had one that was striped, well, just plain with granny sleeves. So they're just turning it about a little bit as well. We've got tapestry crochet and easy, made easy with Laura from Happy Berry. We've got the try these stitches. So the chances are that is a cushion, but who knows? We've got some birds. We've got fingerless gloves made out of squares. We've got a cushion, looks like corner to corner. We've got a cloud with a rainbow on it, and this throw. So there's probably other bits and bobs in here. We've got this obviously to make. Makes under £10. Your favourite yarn brands, stash busting ideas. So usually when they have stash busting ideas, they're tiny. You wouldn't bust much of your stash, but yeah. That's why I don't know why they call them that, to be honest. So this is not on the front cover. It looks like a mouse inside a donut. I think it's a mouse anyway. And this scarf's not on the front, and neither is this throw. And you can get a Crochet Society bundle when you subscribe. So as it's attached to this, it might be the colours to make that. Although once upon a time when they did that, it wasn't. So this is download the mandala book. What's this from craftworld.com? I think you have to pay for certain things there. And this is a bouquet you can cuddle. So it's got roses already on it. That's what that looks like. Maybe they're just yarn that's been wound in a way to look like roses on top. I'm not really sure. Never seen that before, but it is obviously, I think they're already made, and it is so you don't have to make them yourself when you're making one of these blankets or tablecloth or whatever you're using it for. Let's move on. This is the show me your makes bit. And strangely, they've made a bag, and I made one this week, but mine is a bit of an homage to the Prada bag with the triangle. If you haven't seen it already, I will put a link at the end of this. The right-handed version and the left-handed version are separate on mine this time round. Usually they're together on the same video, but they are separate. So this is a scarf that's all kind of squares and stripes, and it is by Natasha Emerson. It's called Check Those Stripes, this one, and it says advanced beginner. Well, colour changing, and that's all I can see to make that advanced beginner. Why could a beginner not tackle a bit of colour changing? So I don't think that's advanced beginner, I think that's beginner. Crochet Society advert number 1. Maybe it isn't, maybe there is already one there. Charlotte Vassar is making this blanket. Is this a straight out blanket or a crochet along? Because sometimes when they're like this, they're a crochet along. But I've got a feeling that this is just a straightforward, yeah, I think so. We've got lattice part, striped section. So maybe not. Oh yeah, it is. Look, it's all here. Instead of being, I wonder if they were going to do it as a crochet along and thought better of it. Anyway, Irene Strange has come up with these little dicky birds. So we have obviously a robin and a blue tip, which is yellow usually really, but it's called blue. It's got bits of blue on it, I guess. So yeah, there we are. There's their back view. This is what they actually look like. And there's the robin. Robin's quite cute. A lot of people saying that they couldn't wait for the birds to be back. We won't. This is just, I think, an advert for Banat, but it goes over a couple of pages. So, brand spotlight. Pick your pattern cushion. This is Natasha Emerson again. It does kind of go in and out a little bit though. It looks like a bow, but it's not symmetrical. It's not got the same things either side, so that doesn't work in that respect. But if you like things that are not symmetrical, they don't jar your head too much, then maybe this is for you. It's quite a wide and shallow one. And they're saying advanced beginner again. It's not. It's colours being changed and some granny squares. There's the back. Advert. 3 issues for £12 for Knit Now. There's the details if you want to do that. This is a little bag. Quite a cute one. This is a spring pop bag. So we're now starting to bring out a few spring patterns by Zoe Pottrack. And it is squares. Most of the blankets like that are. Subscribe and get a Crochet Society box. Another advert really in a stealth way. Yeah, I get a bit fed up with him actually. Elements Pop. This is by Hay Barker. So it's a sort of a cap sleeve t-shirt, or very little in the way of sleeves. I'd have to make the sleeves longer if it was me. I don't really like those style of sleeves. I think even the slimmest of people look like they have fat arms with those. It's just the way they cut up there. I'm not really keen, but that's just my opinion. Other people might like them. Extra small up to a 3XL, and that says it's intermediate. So I think I might have some front post and back post stitches. That might make that an advanced beginner, in my opinion. They've got a strange opinion of people's abilities as beginners, I think. This is the Donut Cats. It wasn't a mouse. Told you I'm really useless at identifying amigurumi. It's a cat. Well, is it? Where's the whiskers then? Cats have whiskers. This one's got none. It looks more like a mouse then. Where's the whiskers? There aren't any, are there? Nope. Probably sort of stuck to the donut somewhere. Lucy Anwar made this. She has not really brushed up on the anatomy of cats because they definitely have whiskers. How are they going to know how wide they are otherwise? So, they're saying beginner friendly. Well, to me that's harder than the others that are advanced beginner. We've got advert again. So this is the Lavender Lake blanket, and it is by Emma Moss. And it don't know the actual, offer of the thing isn't there, so no. But it's just basically chevrons with frets. On the bookshelf, Magical Crochet, Crochet Fairy Tales, Cottage Stories by Kerry Lord, and it's $24.99. You've got to really want that one. Go Bold, Crochet Shapes by Katie Jones, $18.99. And then we've got A Year of Blankets, Patchwork Granny Square. Where are we? Learn to Crochet Quilt Inspired Throws, Home Decor and More by Anita Gibney at $18.99. The books have all gone up, have you noticed? This is Cuddle Companions, Mega Yummy Crochet, and that's $19.99 by World Books. All of them are dearer this time round. Makes for All Seasons by Zoe Curtis, $18.99. And then we've got one that's not. Crochet Squares by Kate Eastwood, $14.99 by Chico Books. But they just look kind of mostly like things that's going on to the square. So, yeah, maybe that's sort of reflected in the price. Sorry if you saw my hair get stuck there. It's getting very long. Okay, what have we got here? Like little kiddies cardigan. This is by Bernat Team. Beginner friendly. And it's 6 months up to 24 months. That's the little cardigan that's done up with just one button. There it is. Back and front. Colour washing with pink. So just some pink accessories for you if you want them. Happy Berries Crochet Notebook. So we're doing the tapestry thing, which is very easy and we've been doing for donkey's years. But, you know, there's a few here to try that she's got, little patterns, if you want to give them a go. And we have Cool to Be Square Jumper by Lauren Willis. So these ones, they look quite neat, don't they? But the sleeves are a bit too baggy for my liking. I like them to be a bit more tailored in a way, not baggy basically. But this is an extra small up to a 5XL, so pretty good with sizing. They're saying it's intermediate. They're just granny squares. Why is it intermediate? It's square. It's not shaped. Really, is it? Don't get that one. But there you go, there's the schematic of how to put it together. This is Master Macrame and the free gift on the front, so you can make a moon. And what would you do with it? Hang it on the wall? It's by Zoe Potrek. I don't know if I fancy doing it. That will end up in somebody's order, you watch. Pretty in Pink. We've got some yarn reviews. We won't labour on these. They've got adverts on the other page. And we have Natasha Emerson's Fingerless Gloves. It's just basically granny squares with a cuff and a top. So, yeah, at least I always go around the thumb a little ways, and at least they've done that there. I think I normally do one more. There's an Amazon truck outside if you wonder what that was. Don't believe it's for me. So, I'll probably just be moving on. Kerry's Journal from Toft. Bit of a editorial. Little Rainbow Cloud by the Rickaroomy Design Team. And we've got the pattern for that. It usually plugs one of their books that you can do. If you want to have some sewing books, you've got 3 for £15. And there's another book club thing. What are we doing? Crochet Shapes, the one that was $18.99, sorry. There it is. So we're looking at that in a little bit more in depth in the book club. Sorry, I got a bit of a croaky. This is a neckerchief scarf. So thankfully, someone's actually calling it something other than a scarf when it's a little tie. This is by Katie Jones. It's very small squares, and then you've got this big hexagon on the bottom, which you may or may not like. They're saying this is beginner friendly. That's what we like to see, some beginner ones. There it is as well in different colours. Just basic squares and hexagon. This is a Pinwheel Swirl by Catherine Lee. And what are they saying about this? Intermediate. Because of the, there's a chart if you want to make something else with it. More adverts, guys. More adverts. This is the Happy Space Crochet Along. It's up to part 10 now. Rosina Plain. I always wish they were a little bit more plain, to be honest with you. They're always jazzy. And I know we all like a sample blanket and a thing like that, but to me they're just very, very busy. Not my cup of tea, really, when they're too busy like that. But this is the bit for this time. We've got the standard abbreviations and the hook sizes and all that stuff on the other page that's stuck to the other one. I can't manage to... there we go. And in next issue, we've got seasonal blankets, adorable amigurumi. We're getting spring-like again. Bright homewares. We've got a jumper, sorry. Crochet hooks. Well, they're very thin ones, and they're not ergonomic, so they're very thin, exactly thin. We've got other, looks like more amigurumis and a shawl. Looks very similar to one I was making called Pennies from Heaven. And that's the magazine. So let's have a look at the freebie. So don't forget, we also had this as a freebie for this one. But we've got this spring must-haves with Stylecraft. 10 on trend patterns you'll love. So we've got this, it's stripy with squares around for added decoration, long cardigan. Now this I've seen, I think I've got this as a free pattern. I'm sure I have in my shop. And then that's like a physical pattern rather than a download. And then there's this one, which is a Bright Ideas kind of cardigan for little ones. Skill boosting homeware. So let's have a look. That's a few of them. We've got a few more to do. There's another 6. Here we are. There's the pictures of them. So let's get in. We've got this Serene tank top, which is made with that, what they call it? Retro granny square, which I've never seen one before in my life. So how it's retro is beyond me, but everybody calls it retro. And we've got bust sizes. So there they are. It's not really small, medium, large, extra large. It's a bit beyond me reading those because they're 81 to 86. They're not even in inches. So, yeah, not really my kind of measurements, those. Bit old, I know. What else have we got? New season style. So we've got this poncho. We have a throw that does look like a Jane Crowfoot one, doesn't it? But doesn't say that it is. Then we've got this hoodie and this one. I think these are just pattern picks that you can get at Stylecraft. They're not in here. But this one is the Colosseum baby blanket. That's nice mosaic work, really. Intermediate, and I would say so because it is mosaic, and that can be confusing. We've got the Riviera beret. Yeah, they don't suit me, but no hats really do. This is beginner friendly, this beret. So that might be nice. This is the one I'm sure I have, or very similar as a freebie pattern in my shop. This is the Water Lily pullover, and it is, yeah, got those bust sizes again. So, yeah, wish they'd just do it the normal way, but this is probably produced by Stylecraft, so they're doing it their way. Then we've got an Easter bunny, and he's cute. He's got a little eggy, and that is beginner friendly. He's got a little tufty tail, which is mega cute. And this is designed by Andrea Ferreira. I haven't been crediting these. How remiss of me. I just didn't think of it. So this one, Joanne Smith, is one of them wonky shawls, guys. I'm not sure if I kind of like them, but I guess this goes round you and that goes over your shoulder like this. So I would have put that the other way. Oh well, what do I know? Intermediate, just stripy. Loads of ads, loads and loads of ads. Then we've got this Happy Hexagon cardigan. So it's a hexi-cardi, 2 to 3 years up to 10 to 11 years. That's why it looks bulky, I guess, because it's a hexi-cardi with some squares on it for good measure. This is the yarn spotlight, so they're just doing a bit of Stylecrafty yarns, choosing a bit of yarns to plug. Lily Pond cushion by Catherine Venner. It's quite nice, but it is just sewn on. So, yeah, if you like that, that's great. Then we've got this. This is the Cassie Coatigan, and this is done by the Stylecraft team. And again, just the bust sizes, so heaven knows what size that is. But here's how to make it. It is very straightforward. Really very straightforward. No shaping really involved, so nice and simple. Then we've got the Meadow Poncho. Again, just bust sizes, but usually they are more or less a one size fits all, aren't they? Then we've got the abbreviations and all that jazz again. So let's just have a quick look at the ones I forgot to tell you. Not got a design team, not got a designer, so I didn't really not tell you anyone there. This one is Rosina Plain. That one's not too busy for Rosina Plain. And the Berry Alison Holloway I think we're more or less, yeah, up to scratch now. So that is the freebie. Quite a nice book by Stylecraft. That's the magazine. I know a lot of you have been saying that you wanted to see the birds, so that's pretty decent. You've got 2 free gifts in it. Can you tell me what really stands out for you? What do you like about this or don't you like? There are quite a lot of adverts. What's the price of this one? Let's have a look. This is... what? Oh, that was the Australian price. $9.99. Goodness, $21.99. Or, wow, $28.99 Canadian. Sorry, US, they don't put you. But yeah, wowza, that's a lot. But then again, you know, it's $9.99. You've got this and this as free gifts. Quite a lot of patterns. But they do that $4.99 magazine made by the same people without these. So what they're saying then is the magazine, $4.99, and the rest is this. So they're not free then, are they? If you know what I mean. Because there's a multitude of adverts in there. If they said the magazine that was $4.99 had lots of adverts, whereas this doesn't, then you could say, well, you know, they're making their money a little bit more because there's no ads. But this is chock full of them, you know, loads. Just more than the other one that's $4.99. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but let me know what you think. I'll be interested to read your comments. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you can like and share and hype my videos, that would really help my channel. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye for now.